What is good, everyone? It is the Crooked Commish with the Chicago Clubhouse Network. Welcome back to the Clubhouse. We're pretty much coming down to the home stretch of the season. Final 4 games left, and they're all super important. Really, Bears really can't afford to drop any of these games, especially this game against teams that they have no business losing against. The Browns are coming in here to this game with the only winning 3 games in the season. So the Bears last week, close division loss against the Green Bay Cheeseheads over there. Um, it's a game that like none of us as Bears fans really wanted to lose. Very disappointed in losing that game. Uh, Caleb Williams didn't really have his best game. Completion wise, his completion percentage has really been getting worse and worse, it seems like, for the most of the games. Uh, and it seemed like in the beginning part of the game, the Bears kind of went away from what they've been doing best, which is running the damn ball. Um, it seems like that whole first half, there was barely any kind of rushing attempt at all. Um, and then they kind of got to it in the second half of the game. So uh, definitely had some uh, some brain farts when it came to defense there. A lot of their plays were their there were big plays that they were giving up there. The Bo Melton touchdown, long touchdown pass was just a error in judgment there, a lapse there on the defensive end. You know, miscommunication, which really hasn't been an issue on defense for the most part this season, but kind of happened at the worst time with against Green Bay, and then CJ kind of got burnt there as well. You know, against Christian Watson. He had himself a hell of a game, 2 touchdowns. Jordan Love had more than enough time, more often than not, as well. I think he only got sacked once by Sweat, and then after that, they pretty much started double teaming Sweat. And Austin Booker hasn't, or to be fair, anybody else on the other end hasn't really been doing much. I know a lot of us Bears fans were encouraged and excited by how well Booker was playing in the preseason games, and we were hoping that that was a sign of things to come. That he was going to be taking the next step and can be like a viable threat on the other end. But for the most part, he's been kind of non-existent. He kind of shows a flash here and there, but if there's anyone that's doing any kind of damage on the defensive end, sack wise or getting pressure wise, it's pretty much Sweat. Unfortunately, it just doesn't happen as often as us Bears fans would like. Um, few games before that, he was actually pretty solid and getting a sack almost every game. But you tend to forget about that shit when he doesn't get help from the other end at all. Billings has been doing a decent job. Um, and same thing with Grady Jarrett now that he's been healthy, but it's not quite enough. The Bears need to get to the quarterback with only rushing 4 and not have to rely on the blitz so much. It seemed like last week when the Bears did blitz, Jordan Love was ready for it, spotted it out right away where the blitz was coming from. They picked it up and he got the ball out of his hands quickly. So, D Nice, what's good? Bear down, my friend. Good to see you. We do have some other co hosts joining us. Of course, I have Amp, my co host, joining me. I also have Coach Chef joining me as well to talk about the Bears versus Browns game here coming up here. Like I said, this is a game that's supposed to be super, super cold. Um, let's see. Tell Frank I said hi. Next time he's on, he's my dad. Okay. Tell your dad to come on. We'd love to have him on here. So, Logan, thanks for checking us out. Bear down. I saw you jumping onto the main show on Tuesday with your Packers suck, which is facts. Win or lose, Packers suck all the time. Doesn't matter. We hate losing to those guys. We were hoping we could make that back-to-back wins in Green Bay, since we kind of stole that last game, previous game last season, but came just that short. Uh, Darius, thank you for joining us. Another run day for the Bears. I hope so. I mean, this weather's going to be ugly, guys. It's supposed to be super, super windy. I believe around 10 degrees. So, I mean, gust of wind up to like 20 miles an hour. So, to me, that spells, run game. Just run the ball all day long as much as you can. Should be a big day for Swift and Monangai. Granted, Cleveland's defense is pretty solid. Myles Garrett, I don't know if you've heard of him. It's kind of a thing in Cleveland, kind of a disruptor force over there in Cleveland. He's going to be kind of doing his thing over here against the Bears. Our offensive line has been pretty solid, though. I mean, it's pretty much one of the strengths of this Bears defense, or not defense, but Bears team has been the offensive line due to it being relatively healthy. But that core unit there between the center and the two guards, they've been healthy. So, and they've been pretty solid in the run game as well. Obviously, Monangai and Swift a few games back on Black Friday each had 100 yards rushing in a game. So hopefully they can keep that shit up, against Cleveland. But it's definitely going to be a challenge for sure. But Caleb, I'm not sure what to expect from Caleb now, and stuff. Like I said, he's been a good game manager. I'll say that. But he's clearly hasn't been lighting the world up or kind of been throwing the ball all over the field. Last week, Shador Sanders had his first 300-yard game of his young career. Hopefully, he doesn't have back-to-back 300-yard games. I would be a little surprised if that were to happen. But let me know in the comments. What do you guys think? Is Shador someone that you feel can kind of ball out on us and throw it all over us? They also have another running back in Jenkins, who's having himself a hell of a season and can be a handful as well if he gets going. So, I mean, they have their own kind of weapons on the other side of the ball. Not quite as many as we do, but they're guys that are young and hungry. They're looking to make a name for themselves in the NFL. So if we overlook them and kind of start looking towards Green Bay already, like I know some of us want to do because it's just the shitty old Browns, we should curb stomp them. And you're absolutely right. We should curb stomp them. But this is a team that you can't kind of overlook and take lightly, because if you do, they may bite you in the ass like they did Green Bay. Hopefully you guys did not forget that this same Browns team was able to kind of go into Green Bay and handle business and steal a game from Green Bay. And if they do that to us, that's going to absolutely kill any kind of shot we have at winning our division, really. Like I said, these are the type of games and these are the type of teams that we cannot afford to kind of just drop to them, especially coming down the home stretch of the season. Cleveland, Green Bay, San Francisco, and then it finishes off with Detroit. And that, if we lose this game, that Detroit game may be the winner take all game there. I don't want it to be that type of situation going into Detroit. I would like to have our playoff spot already clinched, but if nothing else, I mean, what would be awesome is to have ourselves have a chance to still win the division as well. But we can't do that losing this game and then losing Green Bay. We sure as hell can't do that losing to Green Bay. But first things first, gotta beat Cleveland here. Let's take a look at the comments. This could be that game that Caleb puts it together. I know it sounds crazy, but I've seen crazier. Nothing would make me happier. I had Caleb going in one of my fantasy games going today, and like that would be awesome if he were to ball out and have himself a 300-yard passing game. But like I said, with how windy it's supposed to be today, I'm not holding my breath with that. But like I said, if Caleb can have the game that Shador Sanders had last week, 3 passing touchdowns, 1 interception kind of sucks, but you can live with an interception if your quarterback throws for 3 touchdowns and then, rushes in a touchdown as well. If Caleb has that type of game versus Cleveland, I mean, everyone in the chat, everyone in the Tuesday show is going to be kind of going crazy, kind of like feeling good about themselves, going, playing against Green Bay the following game. So, but that would be awesome. I'm just not expecting that, D-Nice. And then Darius says, I'm hoping the weather plays a factor. If not, then I believe Shedeur Sanders will have a decent game in the air. Yeah, he could. He could. There is no Kyler Gordon. He is going back on the IR this season, which has extremely disappointing. It's almost like a lost season for Kyler Gordon. So, but before I get further into these comments, let me go ahead and get one of my co-hosts in here. He is the guy that always likes to cook up some good takes, cook up some good food, and cook up some good Bears content. You can find him on TikTok all day, every day. He's posting videos on TikTok talking about the Bears, breaking down the game, looking forward to the upcoming games. If you want any kind of news, previews, or even post-game information, check out my boy, Coach Chef. Welcome to the Clubhouse. Welcome back, my friend.
Good morning. How's it going, everybody? Yo.
How are you recovering after that loss from Green Bay there? I know you were somewhat expecting it. You weren't surprised, but what were your thoughts
I wouldn't say I was surprised at the loss. I mean, you want the team to win. I just think that we as fans sometimes, I tell Amp this all the time. I've been telling the guys, like, the funniest thing is that we as Bears fans, for instance, who believe that Jordan Love isn't good, and that's not true. And I tried to convey that last week, like, no, he's a really good quarterback, and he proved last Sunday that he was the better quarterback from beginning to end. He literally threw one really bad ball.
No, he's all right. He's all right.
One bad ball. My biggest example of Jordan Love just being ahead of Caleb at this stage of his career, regardless of how many years he sat, it doesn't matter. He's just the better quarterback right now. Is Caleb's first pass was an out route, and he kind of airmailed the receiver kind of too high. Jordan's first pass was an out route. He hit him in stride for a gain of about 6 to 8 yards. Just the simple passes to get you in rhythm. I think Caleb started like 1 for 7. Jordan started, I don't know, 80% or whatever it is. Anyway, it's funny. We were here because the whole family was home for the game, and the last play of the game, which we in our group chat that we have for the for Chicago Clubhouse Network, everyone's like, DJ was open. I'm like, no, he was not open. If you watched you don't even have to watch all 22. I'm glad some people did. Shout out to another one of our competitors, but more another guy who I watch, who I enjoy his videos. A guy named Swifty. He broke it down. He's another local guy who breaks some. He broke the all 22 down. DJ, and then it was corroborated by Ben Johnson. For those who really thought that they knew what they were talking about, you don't. DJ was not the top 3 option on the last play of the game. And you can complain about the play call. Hey, why are we booting to the left? Because we're on the wide side of the field. That's why they didn't boot to the left. Why did we run it? Because all the dislike of the play, the point was we didn't execute. That's why we lost. We didn't execute properly. The play was a boot, a very similar play call to the game sealing touchdown versus the Eagles, but a different formation, a different set of players. In fact, I made a breakdown of the video on TikTok, and somehow my video got knocked, which I find to be weird. I didn't curse in the video.
Weird.
I've seen people on TikTok live stream Bears games going live, yet I get knocked for reviewing and breaking down the last play of the game. Good play concept. All I know is Cole Kmet, as foul calls in the big 50, he was open the entire route. He was open from the moment he hiked the ball. And he double clutched. He took too long. And he short-armed.
You just saw him too late. Yeah, I thought that too. I thought he completely short-armed it. I thought if he would have thrown it more of a jump ball, kind of higher, kind of back, back fade thing, that would have been no question because
And
there's nobody behind Paul. He had plenty of yards.
you could do it to the back pylon. You could just do it to the back of the line. Your aiming point should have been above your tight end's head. Even if Cole was wide open, Cole might have to come back to that ball because how short he threw it. People say he should have ran for it. Just breaking down for those who, if you watch the play, they ran it on NFL Network. Caleb had no intention on running that ball in. You can tell the number one telling sign of a quarterback's attempting to run the ball on the boot if you're athletic is your ability to attack the line of scrimmage. Once Caleb boots, he's not getting any pressure, actually. He doesn't get any real pressure. People are chasing him, but being 8 to 10 yards away isn't real pressure when you're booting. When you're booting or rolling out, is that he never attacked the line of scrimmage. He was parallel to the line of scrimmage. He was running to the sideline. He was booting to the sideline. So in Caleb's mind, if you could just watch the play again, he's either throwing to he's either throwing to DeAndre Swift or he's throwing to Komet. And Komet comes open immediately. He takes a little too long. If he would immediately throw it to DeAndre, maybe he gets the yard. Or if he throws it to Komet on time, or if he just throws it to Komet in the back pylon, it's a touchdown. Then, of course, Ben Johnson also said in press conference, we were going for 2. So not playing for overtime, you're a team, you're going for 2. I did say you're playing for overtime, but I meant to say you're playing to score. You're not playing, to kill the clock. I know somebody else was like, oh, why are we killing all the time? Why? One of the people in our group and other people said, why are we milking the clock? Because you're playing to win the game. We're not playing to tie it, to give, time to the Packers for a field goal possibly. No.
Yeah. No.
Like, come on, man. We got to understand. Look, I know we're fans and we get so gung ho. We have to start learning to understand game situations. We were playing to win the game. Come on, a coach I once met in person before.
Hello.
Hello. You play to win the game. You don't play to like. Okay. But how I felt was I was not as mad as I was when I saw the end of the play. I literally was standing up. My fiance Kendra, or as I call her on TikTok, Miss Coach Chef, she was in the kitchen feeding our youngest son because he's a 3-year-old who wants to do whatever he wants to do. And me and my oldest son were watching. We're making the TikToks. A couple of them don't send properly. And when I saw the ball in there, like the moment I saw him throw it, not even with Cole being off screen, I was like, that's an incomplete pass. It was just how the ball looked. Like, you watch enough football, for me, like when the ball comes out of his hand, it just didn't look good. It looked flat.
It was
and I was
sloppy.
like,
yeah.
I was like,
it was wobbly.
I didn't say pick, but I was like, I hope he beat the DB by more than he beat him because that ball doesn't look good. And then when I saw the DB jump, I was like, there's no way this gets over his head. And then I was like, I'm not mad. They just didn't execute. Caleb did not execute. They didn't execute the play. Well, it's not that they didn't execute the play on the third down and 2. Just the Packers defender made a better play. I'm not blaming Trapillo for blocking. Like the Packers defender on the run play by Monunga, I just made a great play to stop him short. So you can criticize all those things. The game was a good game. The Bears made some mistakes. The tackle that allowed on the third and 3, 3rd and 4, where you have a broken tackle between 3 guys because Jalen Johnson doesn't wrap up, and then you get not Grady Jarrett, you get Dexter who doesn't even wrap up. He kind of like forearm bumps him. Yeah. Like if you go look at those last plays, like you can find so many flaws that, as a common fan to the naked eye, you're like, oh, they just missed a bunch of tackles. You're right, but it was a horrible effort by all the defenders. So
yeah. So real quick, my thoughts on that final play as well. Like, I felt like if Caleb would have made the decision earlier, like, hey, I'm running for it, I think he could have beaten and gotten to that first down line. But because he was kind of gradually, slowly making his way there, I do think if by the time he made the decision, kind of looking because he stalled, he would have not made that point and stuff. It was one of those things. If he was going to go for that first down and run for it, as soon as he kind of started turning the corner, he would have just had to start booking it for that line.
He would have had to attack the line of scrimmage. But I watched it 10 times after. Like, I remember making the TikTok video, reviewing the play, breaking it down. and it didn't load. It didn't download. So I had to delete it and make another one. Then I made it, and I felt good about my voice on it and breaking it down because I'm doing a review on YouTube TV because I have the Sunday package or whatever. So I'm using using my remote to kind of rewind and fast forward and slow it down. And then as soon as I post it, TikTok strikes my video. So I'm like, I just spent literally almost 30 minutes, literally almost 20 to 30 minutes trying to record a good content video, breaking the video down, and it gets strike down, which is crazy. But
that sucks.
I think that the Bears prove that they can play with the Packers. So I feel even more confident about the game at home in next week. Well, correction, in 6 days, not even 7, because they played on Saturday night.
Yeah, moved up for a primetime game. But to your point, though, with DJ, I think part of the reason also why Caleb would have not made that first down after he hesitated was the guy that was, I think, originally covering DJ and where DJ looked open at the end is because that guy was leaving him to chase Caleb. And I think if Caleb was to say, hey, fuck it, I'm going for the pylon at that point, that's the guy that would have kind of cut off, I think, beat Caleb first to the first down mark and gotten him. I think that guy was kind of peeling off DJ as he was kind of going towards the goal line there.
I think the guy guarding DJ. I think the guy guarding DJ, if they were playing some form of man, would have actually been the guy who made the pick on Cole. So if you watch it again on the motion, number 25 is with DJ, and players watch film. So I think when Cole releases, there's no one on Cole because the play action works so well, and 25 kind of your peripherals as a player, you're like, holy shit, there's a guy wide open. Now, the conventional wisdom says you stick with your guy. I've been told by coaches, I've told players, whoever your assignment is, you stay with that guy. And you're thinking, well, this other guy was wide open. So you're like, the coach will tell you, well, if a guy gets beat in film practice, I'm going to get on that guy, not you, because you're supposed to be doing your job. But Cole was so wide open. He was so wide open for a touchdown, not a first down. That 25
he made an executive decision. He said, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna go for the like."
You watch the all 22. He's actually chasing Cole. He has to haul ass. He just is lucky that he
was underthrown too. That helped.
And it was underthrown. DJ, that guy would have been guarding DJ number 25, that DB. But once again, DJ wasn't an option on the play. Not a good option when you're booting. And even if you think DJ would have been throwing the ball, if you even watch Caleb's shoulders, his shoulders are in full rotation. He would have literally had to throw a ball against his body backwards about 6 yards with other defenders in the way. Now, if you watch it again, DJ doesn't even view it open until the ball is released. But it was just the play was not executed properly. How do I feel about Shedeur? I feel like the Bears, they should win the game. I believe they're the better team. But this is, once again, because you made the statement, they should wax people like, yeah, this should be easy win. This is not college football. This isn't the number 10th ranked team versus a mid team in the conference. This isn't Alabama going against Arkansas or Kentucky.
Team beat Green Bay. This team beat Green Bay this season. So I mean, and Green Bay's supposedly one of the better teams in the NFC. So I mean, like you cannot sleep on this team. They got defensive players. Like Myles Garrett is a threat. You know what I mean? He is a thing. Shedeur Sanders is feeling good about himself. These rookies have no fear as well. Junkins as well is running the ball hard. He doesn't have any fear. He's trying to make a name for himself. So all these guys, Sanders and whatnot, and then even the rookie Fannin as well, the tight end rookie, is emerging as a
starting tight end today. There's Njoku, so it's just him. Yeah. Look, it's the NFL. Should they win this game because of talent and coaching? Because if you think Stefanski's a better offensive coach than Ben Johnson, then you're crazy. He might be a better offensive coordinator when he's not running the show, but him running the show is the shit show for the Browns. I follow a Browns fan on TikTok. I see his disgruntledness every Sunday. And it was weird why I follow him, but he also lives in Arizona, so it came a part of like my For You page, him posting about living here, but he's also a Browns fan. I'm like, why are you a Browns fan? I don't understand anyone not from Cleveland who's a Browns fan. You can say, no, like if you are not a first generation, second generation, your uncle, your daddy, your sister, your brother, grandpa, I don't know how you pick such a horribly ran team. We criticize our team for being mediocre over the past couple decades. The
Right.
Browns are not even mediocre. They're piss poor. Their decision making, their drafting. They traded a quarterback who was who almost won or could have won comeback player of the year again. Stefanski's not good. And then you get the in the group chat, somebody posted a skit on YouTube about how the Browns coaches are. That video is one of those skits, and the guy's like,
I did know that. I know when that said that. I know when that said that. Yeah.
He was like, oh, you catch a passes now, but you ain't catching no passes with Dylan Gabriel. Like, it low key, bro. I know that Stefanski has this face where he doesn't have some coaches have like that. No matter what plays are made, they don't make a face. But I ain't gonna lie, he looks extra stank face whenever time Shador makes a good play. He looks a little stank face every time. Every time Shador makes a big throw, like a throw that Dylan gets.
That shit for sure, bro. I don't like that shit.
You don't like
that? You forgot to drop a dime on that shit. I don't like that shit at all. Yo, that dude looks like. Yo, he looks even more unhappy. This motherfucker threw another touchdown. Like, yo, it's comical. It's comical as hell, bro. I tried to make
picks right now, motherfucker. Get with the program. Like, what the fuck?
Man, I tried to make 2 TikToks this morning. I made a Bears injury report TikTok. You can catch that on TikTok under my host.coach_chef. And I tried to make a Browns one, but I tried to use a green screen screenshot to do it. The Browns injury list is so long. I was like, nah, I'm straight. I'll just talk about it on the show tomorrow. They're literally one starting offensive lineman injury away from starting literally a bunch of 2s and 3s on their offensive line. We'll get to that a little later, but
damn.
The conventional wisdom is the Bears should win this. If they run the ball, play action, they should win this game. You get linebackers back. You're essentially getting there's only 2 true injuries on the Bears defense, even defense. We're talking. We could just talk about injuries right now. The only 2 guys out for today's game are Kyler Gordon, who's on IR, and then Tremaine Edmonds.
Tremaine Edmonds.
Tremaine Edmonds is on, his last week of his 4-week short-term IR. Otherwise, you have essentially you have ideally your starting defense minus 2 guys. So you have 9 of 11 guys starting today. You get Noah Sewell starting. Hopefully he plays more than 1 snap because he only played 1 snap last week. Browns coming to take the game today.
Hey, Browns fan. Thanks for finding us.
Okay.
Look. Odds for real.
Look. Cleveland made 2-2-1-6. Apparently
the
you're
Bears are who we thought they were.
That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying right there.
What? You are allowed to say whatever you want. I just want to let you know that you're a Browns fan. Your team is
Browns O-line has been playing like second stringers anyways. Browns defense is playing well today against the run, which is our strength. The Bears' strength is the run. There, we have Monday and DeAndre Swift.
You allowed a backup running back almost 130 yards last week. You have 2 defenders. I think the rookie, Graham, is hurt. I think. I'm trying to get into this. My computer's running slow as hell. Mason Graham's hurt. You have 1 guy. Your starting cornerback is out. Man, I would say I'm praying for you, but I'm not. I'm just saying that you. And then to make it even funnier, if you're a Browns fan, even if you're a Browns fan who believes in Shador, you do know whoever they're going to hire they're going to try to draft a quarterback in the first round. Although there's no, I don't think there's any quarterbacks in this upcoming draft who are worth a first round pick, let alone the top half of the draft pick. And unfortunately, the starting quarterback for the Browns is not on this team because they're going to get rid of Shador because that's what the Browns do. You had 5 quarterbacks on your your depth chart. One is Mr. Nasty Man. You just took off the IR list. The other one you traded to the Bengals, who was the starter. Your second string starter, you traded him to another team. Then you drafted Mickey Mouse, and you drafted Shador and Mickey Mouse, who looks like If you think you're talking about quarterbacks who are short, there's Dylan Gabriel who looks like Mickey Mouse, and then there's the young man for the Panthers, and I would take him over Dylan Gabriel every day that ends in Y. Dylan Gabriel was a really good to great college quarterback. He is not a starting caliber pro quarterback. So I mean, good job, Browns. You guys have been making asshole decisions since 1999.
So let's get into it though. Like that. What do you think? How do you think this is going to play out? The game's supposed to be super windy today, so I'm not sure how well Caleb's going to be throwing it. We are getting Roma Dunze back, which is nice to see. It is.
Offense. Everyone on the offense is healthy. Well, is healthy to play.
So I mean, what are you expecting? How I mean, like you said the last game, the Bears' offense came out flatter than Becky's ass in high school. You know.
Ooh,
and
look at you.
I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying they were super flat. You know what I mean? Like you listed Caleb's stats in the beginning. Started 1 for 7, and just looked off, and really didn't get going until the second half of the game. But I think a lot of that.
He played like people. Don't forget, if you look at the second half, he played lights out second half though. He made some outstanding throws. That touchdown to Zacchaeus was crazy. I don't know which was harder, the throw or the catch. They both were nuts.
They were. But even before that, he had a beautiful throw to Komet. It was an shoulder throw, and
beautiful
he was
right
basket. So that was a beautiful throw. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say he also had a really good pass to Duvernay at the end of that last drive.
Yeah, that's right.
He literally had an outstanding last drive until that last play. So I'm looking at the injury report again officially. So yes, Travis Homer's out, but he only plays special teams and he maybe plays a handful of snaps on the offense. You don't have Tremaine Edmonds.
Are you biased on Caleb?
I am. It took me the off season before they drafted him because I was a Justin Fields guy. I thought that we just needed a legitimate coach. And I knew Caleb was the guy, not even a full half a season in. It looked different. Like, it looked different. He made, like, me and you were together because I just moved here last year. We were there, we were at Hooters with your group of friends that I met, and we watched the very roller coaster ride of Caleb Williams in his first NFL game. But it still looked different. And then even with the losses and the comebacks, even the comeback, the first comeback versus the Packers where we missed a field goal where he's throwing back shoulders to Roma Dunze, it looked different. It looked like a quarterback. He looked like a guy you're like, wait a minute, this looks like something I haven't seen in a while or I've never seen before from a Bears quarterback. And I was sold on him a long time ago. I just wanted to make sure that we put the tools around him as an organization and as a coaching staff, and that coaching staff didn't do it last year, and it's proven this year. Tremaine Edmonds is out, obviously. Tyler Gordon is out, obviously. And so is Travis Homer. Tyson Bagent and Roma Dunze are questionable because I guess Tyson has an illness. So at worst, if he is ruled out, then you have my man who played at Houston in college. I'm about to say Fitzpatrick. The third string Bears quarterback will be eligible to play today. Roma Dunze was a full participant.
You're talking about Case Keenum?
Case Keenum. He played at Houston. Excuse me. He set a bunch of records in college. But he's questionable. Tyson Bagent and Roma's with the heel, which I literally, I'm not joking. So I played co-ed flag football. My team lost in the championship this past Monday, and I had the most pain from my heel that I don't think I've ever had this entire first week. I ended up calling off work for a bunch of other reasons, but whatever, that heel injury, man, I don't know if I planned it wrong or I landed wrong on the field Monday, but this entire week I've had pain in my left heel. So you need your feet, people. You need your feet. And if you have pain and you can't pivot and run and walk, it's a legit injury.
And that's the thing. He's got to be making cuts. That's going to affect him. He can't make cuts as sharp, when you're digging in and you're fucking experiencing the pain, So you're not going to be nearly as sharp.
Do your bread and butter as any player, but especially at receiver, I mean, it was a heel. It's your heel, but if it's been nagging you, they said it's been an ongoing injury. A lot of the reports said you get Tyree Stevenson back, you get Hippolyte back to maybe get some reps at linebacker. You get Jalen Johnson, who's been back, but he's also been on a pitch count, and you
Yeah.
get him back
Yeah.
for full participation the entire week. And then on the other hand, I'm just going to run this Browns injury report down for you. So Mr. Brown's 216. Actually, shout out my cousin Alyssa Hernandez. She works at Town Hall. She works underneath the mayor. I forgot her position, but she works in Cleveland. She moved there after leaving Florida. She's from Illinois. Her alma mater and my alma mater are the same. But shout out to my cousin Alyssa Hernandez, who lives in Cleveland, and her mom. Look, okay, who we got? Okay, Bates is not okay. Bates is playing. Joe Patonio, he was limited to practice on Friday. He's questionable. Jack Conklin's not playing. He's a starter. I'm just talking about offensive line now. Tevin Jenkins actually might get the start today at guard. Who
Shout
else?
out to Alyssa.
Wyatt Teller, I believe, is a starter. He won't be playing. Zach Zinter is questionable. He didn't play the back half. If the guard Joe Patonio doesn't play today, literally, you will have none of the game one potential starting offensive line start for the Browns. It'll be all second string guys, including former Bear Tevin Jenkins playing. So yeah. Did he just shout out my cousin? Did he shout out my cousin too?
Shout out Alyssa. So shout out to her.
Hey, on her Facebook page, she posts the events that happen in Cleveland. So yeah, shout out to my cousin. Yeah, you got Denzel Ward out. You got the nasty man, Deshaun Watson out. Obviously, you got who else? You got out. You got the other rookie running back, Samson's out. Njoku's out. Carson Schlesinger, you're starting rookie linebacker from USC. He'll play today. Aiden Hutchinson, he's out today. I mean, like, you literally is like the Walking Dead for the Cleveland Browns. So with the injuries and them not being a good team because their coaching staff is dreadful, even with Shador, who not gonna lie, I've watched Shador from Jackson State to Colorado to him going in the 5th round, which he shouldn't have went. But whatever that is, I don't believe in the conspiracy theory truly that it's a full sabotage job. I think that people or teams just were scared because of the profile
of the faces that Kevin was making last week. We saw his reaction with how well he was playing. We still don't think that there was like some like, you're not supposed to be doing this well, kid.
I'm not saying that I believe in the conspiracy, but I would be saying that if I was a YouTuber or if I had the time and energy to make a video too about him being sabotaged, I would be for the purpose of content.
That's a lot of fuel. That's a lot of fuel right there. That plays right into that shit.
I think that he played in Colorado for 2 years, so they have cold weather in Colorado. He's not played in this type of weather. It's been cold in Cleveland. He hasn't played in this type of cold weather. I'm not saying he's not a gamer. I'm just saying he's a Texas kid who spent 2 years in Mississippi, who spent 2 years in Colorado, who didn't play late into Colorado season. He's not played in this type of weather. But he's going to throw that thing. And if they're down early or late, he's going to throw the ball more. So that's another chance for the Bears to get some more interceptions. I see at least minimum two interceptions today thrown by Shador, only because but you have to get pressure on him. I say that with knowing the fact that the Bears rush has been very hit and miss this year. You got to get pressure on the kid. You got to, because he's going to slang it. And if you can get him to backtrack, he has a problem retreating from the line of scrimmage. But if he starts stepping up to throw passes, if he gets no pressure and he's stepping up, he's going to complete passes. We've seen he can do it. Most quarterbacks can, but his accuracy is really good. I thought he was the most accurate quarterback coming out of this year's draft. He can run a little bit. He's got confidence from his team. He's got confidence from the players, not so much the coaching staff. He's got confidence from the owner of the team, but the coaching staff. I don't think they believe in him.
His teammates love him too. So with all that, you're saying all that stuff, I'm really expecting the Bears.
Cordley, geez, like, bro, I'm serious. Their injury report looks like It runs deep, fam. Like it's crazy how
Okay.
deep the Browns injury
So
list is.
with that being all said, like I'm expecting then the Bears defense to really eat. This may be one of their best opportunities to really get pressure, get some sacks as well, whether it be from Booker or Sweat. As beat up as that offensive line is, and the fact that Shador is a rookie, I'm really hoping that Dennis Allen can disguise his blitz as well. I know last week Jordan Love was seeing every blitz that was coming his way, and they were picking it up, and was gashing us every time that we blitzed, making us pay for it. So I'm hoping this time around, with Shador being a rookie, hopefully Dennis Allen can kind of confuse him a bit, where he gives some of these blitzers a free shot at him, and if nothing else, confuse them to where it looks like they're sending 5 or 6, and then drops back to where it allows maybe like Sweat or Booker to bull rush or do something to where they kind of get some pressure on him, like you're saying. I'm expecting and hoping that as well. And to your point, some turnovers on defense as well, some interceptions. This defense has thrived on that this year. This is definitely
We
what's
are.
helped the offense is getting some key takeaways and kind of flipping that field advantage. I was extremely disappointed last week that when we got that interception early, we absolutely did nothing with it. We went 3 and out, punted it right back to them, and it was almost like no harm, no foul.
We got
So
one. I said it last week. I said for the Bears to win the game last week, we needed a minimum of 2 turnovers. You needed 2 because we're so turnover, not deficient. We're
dependent,
so dependent.
dependent.
Thank you. I don't know why I can't say that word or can't think of it. We're so turnover dependent that we needed multiple turnovers to flip that game, especially after trailing in the first half. And you only got one of them. You got one pick, and that didn't lead to points. So you needed a fumble. You just needed another turnover to boost or a short field to get an extra field goal, an extra touchdown. You needed something. The one pick isn't enough. Now you could beat this Brown team without multiple turnovers, but you need to still turn the ball over. Okay, I don't see this. You could beat the Browns without turning the ball over at all. I'm just saying that because the team of the way that this team has been driven defensively with
Mhm.
turnovers, leading the league in turnovers, it would be crazy to me to see them not turn the ball over and struggle. Actually, in fact, it wouldn't be crazy if they don't turn the ball over. They're going to struggle just because I don't know. The Bears find a way to struggle versus teams like this. In all actuality, I believe we're the better team. I do have this game being, I believe, about a 10-point game for me, only because I think we're going to get a late turnover or a pick or a fumble return. We're going to get something defensively that's going to put this game away. We should. Trying to go up and see what the Browns ranking is this year, offense and defense, which I won't be surprised what they are. But look, I think that we need to see more from the pass rush. I know people are underwhelmed by the pass rush. We all are as fans. We're under. I think that should be one of the
Yeah.
first. That should literally the first pick for the Bears, depending on where they're slotted and who's left on the draft board. Got to be a DN just to give them some youth and some athleticism. Got to look at who's in the free agency. Don't trade for anybody defensively if you don't have to. I don't think that's the move. But
We
I
really
need to
don't
see
have
some.
draft capital to give up, anyways. Like to try and trade
We
for a big
really
name
don't.
guy.
I
Like,
think that Busher, Lord. I think Austin Booker has been lost. I don't think. Have you noticed Austin Booker since I don't know the past 2-3 weeks? I haven't. The only
no,
person I've recognized on pass rush has been Montez Sweat, who leads the team,
Sweat.
who's still on pace. Sweat is
Yeah.
still on pace for double-digit sacks this season. The
So
Browns rank.
Booker's not even getting like just general tackles or pressure and stuff that you can see. So
Yeah,
that's the other thing. That's the thing that we're Sweat. Like if you look at his numbers, he's having a fairly decent thing. It's just like the guy can't do it all, especially when he does. The moment he makes an impact play, he starts getting attention. They start chipping him. They start double teaming him, and then at that point, everybody else is one on one. You gotta win a matchup every once in a while. You can't keep getting beat on these
you got
individual one on one matchups game after game, like play after play, snap after snap. You have to make a mark and do something and beat your guy at some point.
yes, you got to make the quarterback move. You got to put hits on the quarterback. Um, I forgot to say this. If you're watching, we're 46 minutes into the show. Please hit us with a like and subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, and it will help us out. We would appreciate it, even with the controversy. with us not being pro Cleveland, obviously, because this is a Bears show. Hit us with a like. If you're watching this long, it doesn't cost you anything. You're not hurting anyone, and we can get the message out. Also, hit us with the HBO special. Help a brother out. So surprising stat: the Browns defense is number one versus the pass. Now, teams run the ball versus the Browns now because they're 13th versus the pass, 13th versus the run, and they're also 17th. So the defense has stood stout for most of the year. Their games have either been close or very low-scoring games. But I think once the play action starts happening and we just dedicate ourselves, I just don't want Ben to do what he did versus the Giants. Ben got really, really pass happy in that Giants game because the Giants had the pass rush, but they didn't have the DBs to stack up to our receivers. And we struggled. Remember, we had to come back. We were down 10 points with 10 minutes left. Actually less than 10 minutes left in the game. And we had to get a late turnover off a fumble. We had to have the quarterback, Jackson Dart, got hurt. We've got to start off faster. They said it in the press conferences. I didn't post anything about the press conferences on TikTok. But we've got to start faster offensively. And we've got to play a full 60-minute game. We still have only seen maybe 2 games this season where you felt like the Bears have played a full 60-minute game. The Cowboys game and then the Eagles game. But to put it all together, offensive, running the ball, passing the ball, defensively, hitting the quarterback, stopping the run, and then special teams, we still haven't had a game that I think we played the full 60 minutes. The Eagles game was the closest to me. But we need another one because we didn't have it last week. And you can't be thinking about the Packers game next week. You play one game at a time. Ben Johnson, hopefully he's talking the talk and walking the walk about we're not worried about nothing but this next game. We're concerned. You got to win this game because 10 wins is not going to get you a playoff spot. I know some fans are shocked, like, how do you go from the number 1 seed to the number 7? You have 4 divisions in NFC and the AFC. If you're win the division, it's an automatic playoff spot. You get 4, plus you got the 5th, 6th, and 7th, 5th, 6th, 7th, the 3 wild card game. I mean, with 3 wild card positions. Every team who's going to go to the playoffs this year in the wild card probably will be a 10-win team. You need 11 wins to make the playoffs, and you got to hope that you want Green Bay to lose. Excuse me, I'm stuttering now. You want Green Bay to lose today. You want the Rams to beat. The Rams to beat the Lions. Not because we're playing for the first seed, but you're playing for your division. Your first priority is the division. So, can you give me a second, buddy? Give me 1 second. I got you. You need the team, those 2 teams in your division to lose. You're not worried about the number 1 seed in the playoffs. You're worried about winning the division. That's the first priority. So go Rams and go. The Packers play an AFC team. So whoever they play this week,
they play the Broncos.
Go Broncos. Even though I think they're quarterback
colors to us, so that works out.
It's you should win this game. I hate saying that in pro sports. This isn't this isn't Washington. This isn't Washington playing Boise State last night.
This guy is going to be a beast. Myles Garrett is going to be hungry. He's trying to break the sack record. Do you think that happens? So let me ask you this. Instead of happening, two. Okay, over under 2.5 sacks for Myles Garrett.
Under.
Okay. In the chat, let us know. I'm curious there what you guys think. Over under Myles Garrett 2.5 sacks in today's game. We're pretty much coming down to the end of the show. Let's also get into score predictions, unless you have something else you want to hit on before we get to score predictions.
I will say that the Bears have done a surprisingly really good job versus the elite pass rushers in the NFL this year, or pass rushing teams. Versus the Giants, Caleb got out of a numerous amount of sacks, and we blocked really well versus the Giants. And their team had a bunch of stud defensive ends and pass rushers. We allowed no sacks versus Crosby, although he did tip a ball and get a pick, and he was a menace. He didn't get any sacks, and he actually went against Aji Trapillo and the other tackle because
the Canadian Eagle.
Canadian
right?
Eagle. I can't talk at all. I went to bed at like 5 a.m. this morning. And then last week we did a really good job. Caleb was only sacked twice. Caleb has been sacked less than 30 times this season, if my memory is correct. I think that he gets out of sack. I think Miles Garrett gets one. He's just such. Did you see the play? Did anyone see the play with Miles Garrett? I know the Browns guy did. Did anyone see the play when Miles Garrett beat one of the best tackles of this generation and a tight end on the same play with a damn Euro step move? Like he looked like he teleported from rushing outside to making this crazy. YouTube it. YouTube Miles Garrett versus the 49ers, that sack he got a couple weeks ago, bro. It he makes it look so easy. You're like, oh, it's Miles Garrett. No, bro. They tried to to double team him, and no one got like Trent Williams barely got a hand on him as he went to the right and just came inside like it was the craziest sack I've seen of athleticism, like it was a crossover or something.
Right. Well, I know you guys like to get into your over-unders and stuff like that and talk about some odds in the game. Did you want to get into that and then get into score predictions? And like I said, let us know in the chat if you think Myles Garrett is going to get the over-under 2.5 sacks. I'm hoping it's definitely under. Caleb's definitely been really good at eluding the pass rush and it's kind of done some Houdini shit himself, and I'm sure we've all seen that as well and stuff. So you're right about the sack numbers going down. I do think some of that has been replaced with a shit ton of throwing outside the pocket, intentional grounding penalties. So I mean, it's almost like those intentional groundings almost become sacks. I know they're not listed as sacks, but I mean, he has like we have to look that up, but I have to say it. He at least has 5 or 6. It feels like intentional grounding calls, throughout the season. So even if you want to add those on to the sack numbers, it's still way down from what it was, what it used to be. So
stop all that noise and be patient.
So, but
my
anyway,
is up terrorizing me and his brother right now. Hungry.
yeah. Kids,
I'm sorry.
and little kids get hungry. It happens, man. It's all right. It's all right. We're almost done with the show, so we'll get them fed in no time. But let's get into these numbers.
My son is being an asshole. I'm sorry. I don't know why people lie to each other. Little kids are assholes. Okay, they have no regard for anything but their well-being and whatever they want at the time. Whether it's I want a sucker, I want the phone, I want this. They're little assholes. Yeah,
they don't know any better. They don't know any better.
No. Some kids, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. You're not fooling me, goddammit. I will not be conned. I will not be conned.
All right, let's regroup. Let's refocus here. We got comments saying he didn't have a great game last week, so I expect him to play lights out and get 2.5 sacks. All right. We shall see. Hopefully not.
At most, I would take the under. I might go for a sack and a half, but I don't think he's going to get 2.5, 3 sacks. Like he would have to really embarrass the O line from the Bears, which is possible. But I just think the Bears have been gelling to become one of the best pass blocking offensive lines, and Caleb just has this penchant from getting away from pass rushers, man. But he is a freak, bro. He is Joe. That guy is not. He's an alien. He is an alien.
I mean, yeah. I'm surprised he hasn't been tested, more frequently this season. I think he should have been tested before this game, honestly. But I mean, that's just me being a little biased there. Cleveland May, thank you very much for that. Because I appreciate.
He should be tested for alien blood.
I appreciate the show. You gave you guys a like and a sub. I'll be watching or looking to watch post game with y'all. Appreciate it, Cleveland Made. Really do appreciate it.
I don't know how you found us today, but I'm so glad you did. I'm glad you tuned into the Bears pregame show, a Bears pregame show for the Browns to set up like a Browns hosted pregame show.
We appreciate the interaction and you dropping the comments as well. We love interacting with you guys here at the Clubhouse. The more people in the chat chopping it up with us, the merrier and stuff. So we love to grow the Clubhouse. We love all the love and support that you guys have given us. The bigger the Clubhouse can get, the more fun we can have. So looking at these numbers, though, it looks like the over-under is 40.5.
Thank you. I would take oh, man. based on my score prediction, I would take the under on 40.5. I've been mulling over what I thought the score would be. I would take the under because of the weather, and I think the Bears are gonna. I think the Bears are gonna run the ball heavy.
Let me make a correction real quick. It opened at 40.5. Right now it sits at 38.5.
Ooh. It's
Yeah.
like
the weather I think is obviously playing a big factor. The Bears are -7.5 this game.
Okay. For those who are betting fans and Big Ten fans, I would say that 38.5 looks like the over/under for a Iowa game. There was a joke, not this past year, but there was a joke for about 3 years when the Iowa Hawkeyes, who I despise, when their team was inept on offense, but they were winning games like 15-6, 17-7. Yeah, it was like if you're gonna bet anything on college football, always take Iowa and the under, always. And literally, they were the under for literally for 2 years. You could took them, and you were like 90% sure you were going to win that bet. 38 is crazy. I don't know if it'll be that low scoring. I know it's cold weather, but Caleb's from DC. We've had some cold games. Last week's game was cold. You put up 21 points last week. So I think the Bears can definitely get to 20 points. Now, can the Browns get to 20? I doubt it. This is a very good show. Oh yeah, most definitely. Thank you.
Valley of Bones. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, most definitely.
We have to entertain you.
Yeah, most definitely. We try to entertain. Definitely check me and Kamish out on TikTok. So yeah, you're right. So according to ESPN, -7.5. They're favored by a touchdown and a half. 38.5 was the open. Is now the over/under. I think that's. Although I don't know. Wink, wink. I don't know what happened to ESPN. Their app for betting, but apparently now they're going back to standing. They're going back to DraftKings. I don't know if the NBA has anything to do with it. And then the FPI has the Bears win percentage at 72%. I would take if it's 38.5, I would take the over. I would take the over,
okay.
And I would take the Bears -7.5. I would. The Bears have not hit on any of those spreads this year. They didn't hit last week. They lost only by 7, but it's still a close game. Losing by a touchdown is still a close game. So I would take the Bears 7.5, and I would take the over on the 38.5. Most definitely. So you want me to give you my score prediction first?
Yeah, and everyone else in the chat, like I said, we're pretty much winding down with the show. We appreciate all the viewers that we have in here. Like I said, we've each week kind of throughout the season been growing a little bit more and more each week. So we appreciate it. We're going to be doing this every 2 hours before every Bears game. So if you're a Bears fan, you like what we do, you like the content, please sub up, like up. We have our main show. We've missed not been able to host one because of the Black Friday game, because of working for the man and stuff like that.
But there was a show. There was still a show.
We still get it done.
I make some TikTok and Amp. Easy and Amp.
Yeah. Yes.
Easy and Amp did the show.
We also have our main show, which is on Tuesday night, which they pretty much recap the game with Foulmouth C, JB, Frank the Tank. T. Nick is the QB, the main guy that runs the show, that is in charge of the clubhouse here. And then we do have a guest appearance more often than not from Mr. Chicago, comes in and gives us his long takes. Sometimes it can be, but he definitely has a full mouth to say, a lot to say there about the Bears game. Wednesday night
on YouTube and Facebook.
Yeah,
the channel is Chicago Podcast. Chicago Clubhouse Network is on YouTube and Facebook. Obviously, if you're watching this, then you already know. But we also on TikTok. We have a channel that our great commissioner / producer, our producer commissioner, he runs that channel on TikTok. So definitely, and then on TikTok, if you follow the channel, you can find all of our personalities on there. You can find me, you can find him, his page. You can find Mr. Chicago, Foulmouth C, although those guys don't typically post. You can find a JB. You can find Amp. You can't find Easy. Easy is not on TikTok. I asked him last week. He doesn't do any TikTok content, but you can follow him the show on Saturday. I'm sorry.
For sure. Wednesday night, I do. If anybody that plays fantasy football, I have a fantasy football show that I do with a friend of mine, the Mouth from the Bay. Niners fan, we talk. That's where we talk about all the teams, pretty much. Not so much Bears focused, although I do get my Bears takes and chat in there as well. I just can't help it. Chicago Clubhouse,
Four,
it's a Bears show,
four
So
leagues, one playoff. So disappointing this year.
yeah, I
I
was
mean,
I was able to make the playoffs in all four of the leagues that I participated in this year. So hopefully we're down the home stretch, and hopefully now I can end the season with some sort of change in my pocket. But we shall see. Uh, Thursday nights is Bulls Talk with Bull Spit
bullshit.
with Emilio and Kristen,
Bulls
and
won
then
last night. Won last night.
man, they started off so goddamn good. I thought it was going to be something a little special this season, and then they kind of really fell back down to earth. So much that they left a damn crater in the ground. So, like I said, Thursday nights is Bull Spit. When it's baseball season, it's Plunked, where they talk Sox and Cubs sports and talk about what they're doing in the season. And then Easy Does it every other Saturday at some point. He talks his Bears takes. He has his Cubs takes as well. So check us out. We have a lot of different programs going on throughout the week. And then, of course, before every Bears game, mostly on Sundays, but we do obviously have the occasional Monday night, Thursday night. This year was a Friday night game. So 2 hours before every Bears game, you'll see myself. You'll see Coach Chef. Typically, you see Amp, but he was not able to join us today. We break down the game, give us your takes, your opinion. We like to chop it up and give you our thoughts on the game as well. And then, of course, we like to give our score predictions. So, Coach Chef, let's get into it. What do you think? How do you end up? How do you think this game ends up? And how do you see the final score being?
I thought about the score last night when I was watching another YouTube channel. A guy made a prediction who I watch their channel often because I'm well diversified in what I listen to and what I watch and whose opinions I value in coverage. But this score's been stuck in my head since last night when I left work roughly at midnight, and the score that's been stuck in my head is 25-9. It's a very unconventional football score, but that's what I got.
Yeah,
25-9.
25-9. Very,
Stuck
yeah, no kidding.
stuck in my head
So
all.
it's either going to be all field goals from Cleveland, or maybe they get a touchdown, miss the extra point, and then get a field goal. So, well, okay.
Maybe our field goal kicker misses an extra point because of the win, maybe. But yeah, 25 has been in my head for the better part of 12 hours now.
Interesting score. I like it. They've already scored 25 points 2 times this season. So, I mean, hey.
You can score any score in the NFL is possible except for one.
One. Right. Yeah, that's facts.
You can win a game. You can score a game 30-4 if a team gets 2 safeties. So anything is possible except for one.
Yeah, right. Cleveland Made says 24-17 Browns win.
I respect it. I respect
it. To the no. Yeah, to the no.
Hey, shout out to Bishop Bullworth. R.I.P. R.I.P. to the GOAT, Bishop Bullworth. That's that man's name who made that video. It's a great song, by the way.
I appreciate that. Great song. Yeah, and it was perfect for this occasion. I had to. I couldn't help myself. So, of course, I'm not going to pick that damn score. I don't see the Browns winning. Hopefully, like I was saying earlier, I really hope that Dennis Allen can really kind of confuse Shador since he's a rookie. Like only had a handful of starts, playing in this NFL league here, the not for long league. So he had a hell of a game. The last one, I'm hoping that was a mirage or a kind of a fluke, at least, and doesn't ball out this game. Hoping the Bears get at least 3 sacks this game too on him and kind of really confuse them, 2 turnovers, and just really dominate. So I'm hoping and seeing that the Bears win this game 23-13. So Bears defense does give up some points, so I see a touchdown in there at least, and maybe 2 field goals. So
based on both our scores, we're taking the under, because both scores are even yours. Yours is at 36, Mine is at 2034. So if you follow our score prediction, we're taking the under. I'm not taking the under if I bet on this. I don't know if I'm even going to bet the under. I'm going to do a bunch of different parlays for yardage and stuff. I'm going to do my old faithful, DeAndre Swift, 50, 60 yards. I think I'm going to go 60 today. 60 from him. Cal Manunga, another 50. Those are usually my go-tos for the back half of the season. 30
I
to
like
7.
it. Like I said,
Of Bones. Browns are a complete mess, but hopefully, yeah. In college, you would call this a stat game. In the league, you probably do the same thing depending on your position and your player. But it should be. But the weather's going to play. Look, the wind chill is going to make this even colder game. I think it's 10 degrees, something like that in Chicago. And when you get wind off the lake, plus the wind chill, wind chill is kind of like the humidity factor of making it feel hotter. It's 10 degrees outside, but it feels like -10. So yeah, it's going to be one.
It really is, and that's why I'm not too sure how well Caleb's going to do in the passing game, and kind of Rome and DJ and the rest of the group. I think they're going to, because of that.
What the hell last week? Jeez, let's get DJ more active. You guys are getting on my nerves with this. Trade DJ. I don't know why he wasn't targeted more. Come on, Caleb.
Bro, like he only has like 500 yards this season. I mean, that's so crazy considering that he posted a 1,000-yard season with PJ Washington over in Carolina and shit. Like, so it's just like,
1,300.
What's going on?
With Fields? Was it 1,300 with Fields?
Yeah, and then with Fields a 1,000-yard season. So it's just like, and here Caleb's supposed to be this, a much better, more talented QB than those two, obviously. But and the chemistry, they just can't seem to click at all on a consistent basis. They may have one game, and then it disappears the next.
He's fighting to get to. I mean, even if he put up 60 yards the remainder of the season, he wouldn't even hit 800.
Yeah, and he's your highest paid receiver too. I think that's why a lot of people clamor for that or say that, because it's just like he just doesn't seem to click or fit in this offense, or with Caleb for whatever fucking reason. You're paying him all this goddamn money, and he's not I think he should be getting at least 10 targets a game. That's basically
especially when Rome is not out there. Now I get the progression, and we have a lot of talent. I'm in love with the talent for this Bears team, but you got to get your playmakers the ball more, even more than just. I know they try to do the quick screen just to get the ball in his hand, but that was blown up. But you got to find ways to manufacture more touches. Manufacture, that means you have plays especially for this player to get them started. Start off with a quick slant. Start off with a quick out that Caleb can actually hit. And you got to get playmakers the ball more often. You got Luther Burton III coming on. You got Dunze coming back, slowed down he had a great start. I think 5 touchdowns in the first 3 games. He's only had 1 since then. So yeah, you got to get them in motion. But within the face of the offense, Caleb has to be more accurate early on in the games. In the past 3 to 5 games, he's had a completion percentage under 60%. But most of those games, he started the game out 1 for 7, 2 for 10. He started out so poorly that if you throw 30% in the first half, but you throw 70% in the second half, he's only going to average out to being 59%, 60% barely. So, yeah, most definitely. But yeah, those were our score predictions. I predicted 25-9. Crooked Commission predicted 23-13. Yeah,
guys, that's pretty much the end of the show here.
I will post my parlay on TikTok and on our Facebook group. I will post them both. If I can get my parlay, the Bears specifically, I'll do a Bears parlay, and I'll do like the 1 o'clock East Coast game starting time. I will try to post those on TikTok and on the Chicago Clubhouse Network's Facebook page.
There you go, guys. If you guys want to see more Coach Chef, go ahead and check that out and look for him after the game. And I believe even at halftime, he'll probably give his halftime thoughts on TikTok. So
if I'm ahead, if I'm even, usually I'm lagging behind because I stop and pause the game and I got my boys. But I try to do a halftime breakdown that's a couple minutes long, and of course my post game. And then if they win, you know what you got to come to look for on TikTok. You look forward to my victory shot or shooter.
Yes, sir.
I owe one more. I'm missing one on TikTok for the Philadelphia game. I still have to do that one.
Okay. All right. Well, hopefully you'll be doing 2 by the end of this evening. So we'll see. But guys, thank you for checking us out. We really do appreciate all the love and support that you guys have given us. And like I said, please come back to the Clubhouse and check us out again. We don't really do a post-game show. We don't have that set up, unfortunately. Our post-game show is basically the Tuesday night show, where the main cast kind of talks about the game there. So Tuesday night at, I believe, 8 Central is when that goes live, and they go live for about 2 hours there, 2 hours solid. So we do have occasional guests as well. Sometimes former Bear guests come on and join us and break down the game and talk about it. One of a guy that we found out recently, that I found out, that was a Bears fan, and I found him on TikTok, was a former WWE, WWF wrestler. D'Lo Brown is a huge Bears fan.
Really?
And,
I know
yes,
D'Lo Brown. I didn't know that.
Frank the Tank was able to get in contact with him on X or Twitter or whatever the hell they call it nowadays, and is trying to get him to come out to the show, to check us out and chop it up with us here in the Clubhouse and give us his Bears takes and his Bears thoughts of this season. So, but
hell yeah.
Tuesday night, check us out, the Tuesday night show, and yeah, shout out to D'Lo Brown. Hopefully we can get him on here soon, or maybe towards at the very least the end of the season, so he can give us his thoughts on the whole season the season as a whole, and Caleb Williams as a whole in his first season with Ben Johnson. So with that being said, like I said, guys, thank you for checking us out. We really do appreciate it. We appreciate all the love and support. Be safe out there. Be good out there. But if you can't be good, damn it, at least be good at it.
You got to decide whether you're a wolf or a sheep.
Only Wolves make the playoffs.
Hey, I do a post-game report. TikTok. Post-game breakdown on TikTok.
This has been a Chicago Clubhouse Network production.